train wreck this for a second and see if we have levels. We do. Fantastic. Hey everybody, I am C-Leb, also known as Caleb Arnold, or Caleb Arnold, also known as C-Leb, from the group C-Leb and the Kettle Black, and co-founder of Gigaton at gigaton.ai. Hello and welcome to another Gigaton live event where we're going to demo again. And what you just heard is a sample of a song that I've been working on for quite a while, and I've got multiple versions of this song going currently, all demos. I've played it out live multiple times and have never picked the version that is going to be the final production version. I've created this with the band C-Leb and the Kettle Black. I've recorded it with them in variations, like demo versions. I would not say studio recorded. And then let me turn this mic up. Actually, I think you probably hear me better if I do something like maybe this. There we go. I'm probably too loud now, but maybe that's better. But we've got versions of this song that all sound pretty good. Like there's some really good demos of this particular song, and I want to finish it. It's long overdue. So the point of today is going to be to kind of sort out some of those Legos. We're going to take some of the songs that I have found demos of. We're going to upload those demos to Betty so that she can get kind of context around this song that we're going to focus on for today. And then we're going to open up our producer Betty application, and we're going to inject some of that conversation into our conversation with producer Betty and set up next steps for us to start creating the project plan that's going to be the final version of this song, because we may be archiving everything you see here and re-recording the entire thing. Just depends on what we're trying to achieve. And really there is a final result and ultimate goal here with the song that I'm trying to create. I have an idea in my head, and really it's just trying to get to that particular not just that idea, but even a better version of it if we can. So that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. And vulnerability wise, I'm doing it live right here on YouTube using an application that we built. Just vulnerability all around. So if anything fails or breaks, including quality of the song or the application's ability to be able to help me create the song, then I guess it's all for naught. That's not true. Not for naught. Okay, weird. Let's try going into our producer Betty application. Does it look like we're sharing the full display? Let me see if I can get to that. There we go. Okay. And you can see that we kind of picked this up from the last time. If you watched our last episode, we tried to kind of get some songs figured out, and we walked through the whole application, and we realized that we had these 3 songs that are in here of all the same song. That's right. Okay. Let's refresh our memory. So this is 3. Oh, it did do V2 version 3. Oh, this is just the same song 3 different times. It's the same tune. I was testing the ability for the song analysis part of our tool to actually do the analysis. I think that's what this is about. This is great. I've read through these actually, and the second one here is probably the most accurate. And the reason that it's accurate, at least to me right now, is because it picked up on the fact that is this the one? One of these picked up on oh yeah, the song follows a standard verse chorus structure, which is true, with the bridge section around 2:30. Yeah, I want to fix that. That bridge section is bugging me really bad. So what I want to do is I want to continue with that, but we have a different version of, I'll play you the songs. We'll get to that part here in a minute. So all of these are different analysis that Betty has given, and they're all actually not bad. They're fairly accurate with different, variations on kind of the articulation and delivery. All of them seem to be, see, this one's 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So, pulling the slot machine, maybe sometimes you'll get a better one than the other. Don't use the grading system to judge you. but rather help you reflect on things that you might be able to improve on the song and take everything with a grain of salt. This is not telling you to go do this. This is giving you options to think about. So we've got these three out here, and I think I'm going to take this second one and probably inject pieces of this into the next one, but we're actually going to upload some other versions that I have out here of this song. And to kind of give reference to what this sounds like, I have demos of this. That's this V2 version that you see here, 1, 2, and 3. But then I also have a demo version that we created that I did a long time ago that was called Stems. And that Stems version, I'm looking for right now, that's why I'm talking slow. That Stems version actually has the original synth sound that I'm looking for. So let's get to the two versions so that you can hear them for yourself, and then you'll understand why. Actually, there's actually two. A third one with a live version that we're not going to get into that. We're going to keep it simple today. Just think I've narrowed it down to the two that I want, or maybe three with third one in here somewhere. But this, let me get to it. Sorry, I should have already had this pulled up. I thought I did. I'm looking for this song. This is a balanced version of this song. Yeah. So, let's see if I can hide some of this, and it's not all blatantly obvious what I've got going on here, although it's going to be anyway. I've got these bounce tracks out here, all with the different naming conventions of different stuff. Green ones are ones that I've come across that I thought were pretty good versions of the song, demos that we've created as a band, and maybe some of these that I've created over time. But this one down here at the bottom, Stems, this is actually one of the oldest versions of the song. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the Logic version really quick. And this is before we even get into Betty, right? We don't need Betty for everything. We just need Betty to help us get unstuck and help us with problems that we're trying to solve. You know, we're still creators in our own essence. So really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, I'm going to listen to this version, and then we're also going to listen to this other version that I have out here, this Stems version that we've got. And so we're going to focus on these two really quick. And then out of this, we're then going to take this Stems version, probably upload it into Betty, get an analysis of it, pull those analysis, both of those, into our producer Betty, open her up for the first time, pull it into there, have her get context, and I'll show you how we set up context with producer Betty this way. So the mouthful, but you know, kind of demoing what a workflow could look like. And again, I'm solving my problems. All of these tools are built in a way for you to be able to solve your own. And the versatility in the tools is meant for you to be able to solve in whatever nuanced place that happens to be in your music career. So hopefully we're doing that. We know that there's a lot of development to go, but join the community if you get a chance and be a part of us creating these tools that can help you, help us, help each other, help our audience create better music for the world. Okay, so let's listen to some songs. This is one of the first versions of this song that I have out there, I believe, and one of my favorite versions, if I'm going to be honest, because it does something in the chorus that I will. The synth sound in the background is more natural, if that makes any sense, and then the synth sound that we have in this Logic version is much more syncopated, and we're going to get into why that is and what we're going to try and do to fix it. We're going to have Betty help us fix it, because this has been a big quagmire for me to try and get around this part. So for all you music buffs out there that are going to pick me apart for not being able to dissect the two different versions of these bass lines in the song quick enough to be able to peel that onion apart and put it back into the song that I'm trying to deliver, too bad. We're all different levels at different times and different bodies, and this is where I'm at with this song. So let's see if we can't get Betty to help us do this, but let's do a little listening party first. So here's the song. particular version of the song is that it just repeats over and over because it was an early copy and I was just coming up with the idea. You know how it goes. You come up with the hook and the riff. You might come up with the best semblance of the song. Sometimes it depends on how you're writing, how the day's going. And this particular day, I happened to come up with this much, and it was good enough for us to keep trying to build on the song and create multiple versions over time. Unfortunately, this did not stay, and over time, this wound up turning into something that sounds closer to this. And so that Logic version, you know, is okay, but that's not really what I was going for quite, although I do think that the riff sounds pretty good. So if you were to hear a version of what that might sound like, it might sound like, oh, which one of these is greenlit? Here's another version of the song. I don't even think this is one of those. Sounds really similar to the other one. Those might be the same song, and but you'll notice that there's the other version has more live drum sounds to it. I prefer that particular one. We just listened to the stems version. This is the one with the live bridge. That's not what I want either. Let me find the other version that's floating around out here, which is, oh my goodness, so many takes. And that's the problem. You know, I'm currently stuck in take land. I'm trying to figure out which takes are who, what, when, where, why, how, and then narrow it back to the best versions of these takes that we have into, sorry, I'm looking. Why can I not find this? Well, I just had it open and it's really irritating that suddenly now I feel like I've lost the session that I was looking for. Oh, no, okay. Nope, I found it. Yay. Yay. Oh, goodness. So this is this version that you sorry, still getting there. Yeah, that's correct. This is this song. So if we listen to this one, this is the song that's actually in the Rawk'n Betty review. So we'll see how her review. So this is the song. Hear the bass line? Hear how it's more. It doesn't flow the way that the other one does. Kind of opposed to the delivery, it still comes off hot. This version also has a breakdown here in the end. next verse, and then it does the bridge change. So you can hear that part, and then we'll move on to the next step. Way too long for this to come in. It's not heavy enough. It's not big enough. Gotta reduce it out. Get some heavy. Something else in here that's just not taking it. You know how the rest of the song goes. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because I want you to, be a part of this journey as I create this thing and it gets better along with it. So let's read what it said about the song. It said that synth-driven track with smooth male vocals. I wouldn't say they're smooth. Polished production style and moderate tempo, creating a confident, groovy atmosphere. I'd say the polished production style is maybe a little more credit than's due. Analog style synth bass line provides main rhythm drive. That's true. Smooth, layered male vocals deliver soulful melodies. Might be soulful, but I don't know if they're very smooth. Pretty roughy, but maybe, my interpretation is smooth as somebody else's rough. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Programmed drums provide a consistent and funky beat. Use of the synth arpeggio adds to the retro modern vibe. Yeah, that's true. Call and response vocal phrases enhance engagement. I think what it's thinking that's happening there in this call and response is the actual delay. It's okay. It's a pretty good breakdown. Do I think that it's perfect? No. Is it feedback? Yes. Is it AI feedback? Let's read another one just so you can kind of get an interpretation for what it thinks. I'll pull that song back up too so you can see. 271 seconds. Link to suitable for sync use. Oh, okay, so this is probably closer to sync. And maybe that's an important thing to call out too. Originally when we created this, we were creating this to help folks better understand how to be able to get their content, their songs, get their songs into the quality needed for sync licensing. So this was sync feedback in the beginning, but has, I think, grown to much more than that at this point. But we're about to find out because we're going to actually upload a couple of these tunes. We're going to take that stems version and we're going to upload it in here in a minute. And then I think we might take one more just so that we have 3 versions. And then we're going to copy paste because we don't have the injection layer in here yet. We can talk about what that is. And this into our producer Betty notes whenever we open that up. So still working through the whole kind of process, but this is where it's at. I think these are probably good enough. I could read through more of them, but nobody likes to listen to somebody else read. This isn't story time. Let's try uploading another version of a song. So drag and drop audio. Remember where I was. Let's close this out. I don't want to upload that same song because we already have 3 different analysis of that song. So let's try an analysis of, let me find it. What folder is that going to be in? Okay. So let's go upload, drag and drop. That's what it says. So we're going to try it. Let's see. Bounced. Is that true? And we wanted that stems version, right? Okay. Let's pull that stems version in. And so the analysis is happening, but we can't quite see it happening, can we? I think that's probably something to note here. Waiting to see whether or not our analysis actually pops up. It does take a minute. Let's go ahead and maybe navigate away and navigate back, see what happens. Right, we're still building, still figuring it out. So it looks like if it's happening in a way where we can't actually see this happening on the front side. So, which is kind of a bummer. We're going to have to fix that part here at Gigaton. So that'll be one of the things that we implement soon. This may be a spinny wheel that tells us that currently Betty's thinking about our songs and going to give us an analysis of those. I don't want to refresh or step too far away here, so let's see if we can maybe scroll through the rest of it. While we're waiting, there are other things that we can do. Let's roll back into Logic. Cool. We've got this session open, and we're going to have to open up our Producer Betty application regardless. So I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and open up Producer Betty, and then I can show you how we step through having her do an analysis of a brand new song, and also why it's important to use a couple of the specific features and functions inside of the application, especially when you're opening up Betty to a brand new song like this. So again, I just have to remind everybody, this is a Logic session that I've used many times in the past. Betty is an application that we've created. I have never opened up Betty to this particular song, so we're going to walk through what this looks like together, all part of the demo. So Gigaton Producer Betty right here. Let's open her up. Hi, I see Logic Pro is running, syncing with your session, capturing sessions, analyzing with Gemini Vision. I see you're working on Soul Controller working too. To help you best, I'd love to know a bit more. So you can see immediately she's asking questions about the song, which is great. But the most important thing, oh my goodness, I can tell that you cannot see what I can see. Let me get this over here. I think this was one of the faux pas that I had last time when we were doing the demo, is you couldn't see me over the top of my own little face right here. So do I point this way? No, it's this way. So there's the screen over here, and then there's the screen. I still can't get it right. Over here, and now you can see. Actually, I can probably even point to some of the stuff. So what's really cool is if I move this over just a little bit further, right up here, that part. See the linked button that's sitting right there? That'd be cool if my finger actually went out. Okay. But the linked button right there, that means that we do not have Betty linked to the title yet. She's not linked to this song. This project is not linked to the song. We're not linked yet. She's done an analysis. She recognizes this, but keep in mind, this is in a cached state right now. This is not in her permanent memory. The only time this will become part of her permanent memory with this song is the first time that you engage with her in the chat. And you can do that in one or two different ways. We can type it in down here, or you can hold to talk. Hey, Betty, hey, this is what we're thinking about with this song. We'll give some type of context, but we'll just do a brief intro so that it logs it. And then when we click the linked session up here, you can see it already tried to link. Whenever we go to link these sessions together, we do a quick scan. It should link everything together because we're going to kind of watch all this happen. Let me, I didn't mean to do that. Shrink Betty back up a little bit here. There we go. I actually want this a little bit shorter so we can see the top too. I want to see the name change over here for both up here and then also with our project right here. That's the thing I want to keep in mind. So again, we've just opened it up brand new for the first time and we're walking through it. Betty can see that we have vision analysis. Let's see, tracks. She's read through the tracks. She can see in the project is stopped at bar 48 beat 2. Okay, so she kind of knows what's going on. Looks like track is she telling us track 13? Has she already done a full scan through this? She has. That's so awesome. So one of the key pieces to Betty's ability to be able to navigate around, if you want to know, is Mackie, back in the day, in order to automate faders, created a MIDI language that allows you to be able to automate the controllers and most of the controls within a Mackie uh, mixer. And so that technology never died. And we're just tapping this Mackie, and actually I can show you exactly where it sits. It's part of the onboarding with the Producer Betty application. If you come out here to Logic and you go over to settings, or not settings, control surfaces, and you go to your setup, Mackie control right here, there's a full MIDI control setup that allows you to be able to use the Mackie MIDI capabilities inside of your DAW, which is amazing, honestly. So we're using a very old technology to have AI manage and control Logic. I love that. That's the way it should be. So at this point, she's already gone through and taken a look. I think the only thing we need to do now is maybe sync the name of these two things together and get the conversation going. So let's go ahead and do that. And I want to talk to Betty. I kind of want to tell her what's going on with this song. I'm not going to get too in depth on this first prompt. I just kind of want to get an intro going, and then we can take it from there. So let's say something like, hey Betty, I've got a bunch of takes of this song. We're going to roll through a couple versions that have been analyzed out with Betty in the song analysis tool, and then we can figure out next steps. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, and let's see what Betty comes back with.
That sounds like a great plan. I'm ready to compare the different versions with you and see how the analysis can help us refine the arrangement or the mix.
Okay, she's on it. Update project notes, review a song analysis version. So see, she's already adding project notes. Let's go ahead and add that too, because we're actually going to do that next. And we've got the window on top right now. I do still want to sync this. Oh, she already did it. Look at that. Soul Controller is now right here in the title. We've already, just in that very first conversation, now this conversation is synced, and it's also synced to a timestamp. So I want you to keep in mind, you can create multiple conversations about the same project. We do this because who knows, you might need it. We felt that multiple conversations might allow you some versatility in getting answers from Betty, and who tell us how you're using it if you are. So, okay. We're synced up and ready to go. I think let's go back and check on our song analysis tool and see whether we got our analysis back. If we didn't, then we'll probably have some work to do, and that's going to be next steps. So, and then maybe we'll lightly get back to a few things that we're doing over here. But if we can't get the song analysis to actually pass through tonight, then we're going to hold. We're going to fix that part and then come back with our analysis. And maybe what we'll do is we'll actually create the injection tool. I don't think that has to be, yeah, that's going to have to be in the next build of the App Store build. So the way that works. So we can't really integrate them together, but we can still do a variation of it in the meantime. More to come. Let me refresh this. Let's see if it showed up. And I don't see it. We can try and do it this way. I really don't like sharing my desktop information out here like that. Let me just kind of drag this around. No, I cannot. It's not going to let me. So it looks like we hit a snag. And now you can see the one of the issues. Navigate to the song analysis panel is what it says. Well, we're going to navigate to the song analysis panel. Yeah, it looks like we might have some buggy stuff. There's our 3 soul controllers, but we don't have our new version in here. Okay. Well, hey, now we know. We'll have to go out and make this work. But I'm going to pause here today, not because we can't keep working, because we're going to. We can work a little bit more on this. But I'm going to pause here today because I want folks to see that we're actively seeing some of the hiccups and flaws in the application environment, fixing those and pushing those to builds as quickly as we can. And the faster that we get to this feedback mechanism, the faster we can get to creating these things. And as a matter of fact, I think just to kind of showcase what I'm talking about, let's see if we can do something that we've been working on, which is this. Hey, Betty, it looks like the song analyzer isn't working. I uploaded a song and it hasn't appeared in my list. Please help. See what she says. Maybe she knows an answer to it. I would say that's the other thing too, is me giving up so quickly just now is a perfect example of what you shouldn't do. You should just ask Betty. Betty should have the answers, to be honest. I'm on it, Caleb, since you're seeing the empty list despite the uploads are hitting a sync delay between the analysis engine UI or a permissions hiccup in the dev environment. Yeah, I'll have to go check that. Working on it. Looks, you got 3 versions. That's true. So she can see exactly what's going on. Yeah. I'm going to try another one. I'll tell her that we're going to try another one and see if she can see it. We're going to try one more time. See if you can see it. All right. Let's roll back into this version that's out here. All right, I got the data in front of me now. I can see the analysis for those 3 working versions. See, I don't think it's actually taking the file, period. It's just not even receiving it. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll figure that out. Looks like we have an issue. The song analyzer is broken. I'm not analyzing songs. Please log this ticket with the Gigaton team. See what happens. Loud and clear. Officially logged a bug ticket in our document system as ticket. Analysis is definitely hanging those soul controller files or unknown artists. Okay. Yep. And it looks like she created the bug for us. Great. That's what we wanted. Let's roll over to, and that's just as simple for you too. That's not me here just doing it. That's a feature created for you to be able to log with our team. Our agent community picks up on this bug and goes out and starts helping us work on it effective immediately, and we check PRs on the other side. So just so you're aware, I mean, this bug is, all these things are actively being worked on the second you give us feedback. That includes features you'd like to see, ideas that you have, things you'd like to see incorporated. You can log those the exact same way those get logged with our team. And then we prioritize them, talk about them out in Discord, try and figure it out. Okay. we're not going to get to the analysis today, which is kind of a bummer. That's okay. We still got some very key elements started today. We got a brand new song. It's not brand new, it's very old. But a new session started with Betty, which it's brand new to Betty, old to us. We also got some project information started, and it synced. We also now know that our song analysis tool out there isn't quite working the way that we think it should. And so we've got some work to do out there in that. And what we'll do is next time we get together is we'll pick this up where the song analysis tool is actually working again. So I'll get together with Peter and the rest of the Gigaton team in order to try and fix that. And then on the other side is we'll get back together as soon as we have that working. We'll show what the analysis looks like for that stems version of this song. We'll pull that analysis in with producer Betty here, and then we'll start producing the song. And she's going to guide us through all the steps and any questions that I have along the way to help that happen. So that is kind of the gist of today. I want to thank everybody for, if you tuned in. I realize we don't have a big audience right now, but that's okay. You know, I believe in what we're doing, not just because we're creating it, but because, let me get back to my regular self over here. Not just because, you know, we created Betty, or because, you know, there's a lot of other products we could have created, and those other products probably would have been in it for the money, to be honest. But this is music. I've been in music for a long time. And I'm in this for the story, the journey. Because I've always been in music for the journey. So I'm here for you. We're here for you, actually. If you're interested in trying to just talk shop or figure out how to solve problems in your music space, that's exactly what this community, what Betty is for. So I encourage you to reach out, try and join our community. I'm going to keep putting on these live streams and demoing what her capabilities are, and continue to iterate, build, and work on this application so we can provide the best services we can for you. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, to another exciting episode of Gigaton Live. And next time will be episode 5.